The CSU budget is the top issue of the spring edition of Pizza with the Presidents. ASI Secretary of External Affairs Shelley Bruce explains why it's important for students, teachers, and faculty to get involved.
We'll be facing upwards of a $1.1 billion cut to the CSU 23 universities. That is something that, as I sent in the campus-wide email to all faculty, students, and staff, potentially the worst financial crisis that the CSU has ever faced.
ASI President Ishmael Soli says students should not take their education for granted and speak to those who have the power to prevent these cuts from happening.
I'm myself from Burkina Faso, a small nation in Africa, and I made on my way to California because this is where I knew I would get the best education possible. And you know, this is a reputation that is there for the state of California. So students need to better understand that and not take that for granted and really advocate with the people who make the decision to continue funding the education, because this is really what makes California stand out.
President Ortiz also says that we should focus on contacting our state legislators rather than working against each other.
We need to quit focusing on targets within our own organization and focus on the people that are really making the decisions that we have to live with. The governor, the legislators, they're the ones that make the decision about how much budget we get and where it goes. If we were to focus on that as opposed to calling for Chancellor Reed's impeachment, or is he doing a good job for the CSU, and is Ortiz doing a good job for the CSU, you know, all I can do and all he can do is our best.
President Ortiz also answered questions about the calendar conversion issue, saying that nothing is being implemented because certain elements of the original proposal have not been met. Even though the students and faculty rejected the plan, Ortiz says that if funding for the semester conversion is made available, then more discussions will take place.
Until we know whether or not there's funding, and at that point we'll engage the conversation to see whether we want to proceed or not. I understand how students feel about this. I also understand that the vast majority of you will never be here when it's implemented. So that it's not that I'm not listening to the students, and it's not that I'm not listening to the faculty. I just think that there needs to be more dialogue to take place before we make a decision one way or another, but without funding, it's dead in the water.
This is Kirk Hemmons reporting for the Poly Post.